Several months back, I sent in 160 cards to PSA, broken into 8 different 20-card lots. I just started getting these back last month, and I got another one today, and this is a good one. This is a bunch of vintage cards, and I love taking a look at vintage cards. You have no idea how these things are going to grade, so let's take a look at these right now. Before I get ahead of myself, my name is Reed, and I've been collecting rare music cards for over 30 years. I searched the globe for hard-to-find music cards, both vintage and not-so-vintage, to add to my always-growing collection. I don't consider myself an expert at any of this. I'm just a guy with a camera enjoying this crazy hobby. Feel free to come along every Sunday where I'll post a new video showing my inside look at how I go about growing my collection. Welcome to collecting music cards. All right, here we go. All right, let's start here. This is one that I sent one of these Crass cards in. This is the Olivia Newton-John from about 1973, 1974. And they decided not to grade this one. They don't have enough information on it. It is really a cool card. It's a very rare card. It's a very legitimate card, but they just don't grade them yet. So I'll have it when they do. I also sent in I sent in a couple of Beatles cards. I already got one of the submissions back that had the Beatles card in it, and they sent that back ungraded. And I have another submission that's out there right now, vintage stuff, where I put the other Beatles card in there, and they're probably going to send that one back too ungraded. No problem. If they don't have the information on it, no big thing. One day I'm sure they will. So now there's going to be 19 cards left here, and let's get right into these. These are going to all be vintage, and they're going to be mostly from the 60s and the 70s. I can't remember the ratio. It's probably about half and half, but you'll see as we go along. We'll start off with a big card. This is a Bob Dylan, 1967, and this is a PSA 6. I really like that. Very hard card to get a great grade in. This is what PSA 6 Bob Dylan looks like right there. I'm happy with that grade. And let's take a look at some pop counts on some of these. And there are 6 of these as a 6, and there are 9 of them that are higher grades. So there we go right there. I'm very happy with that. And let me send that back. Next up, we've got a Jimi Hendrix. This is 1967. This is a PSA 6, which is a good grade. I'm always hoping to get a high grade like that on these. These are very tough cards in nice grades. They've got that full bleed back to where any whiting will show on there. This is a puzzle piece. This in this 1967 set, this is card number 66. There's also the identical Jimi Hendrix picture on card 27, but with a different back. So here we go. There it is with a 6. Nice high grade on that one there. That's what the back looks like. And let's do our little population thing here. And there are going to be 8 of these as a PSA 6, and there are only 6 of these that are higher than that. Wow. Okay, very nice. And next up, got a Michael Jackson card. This is that Series P from 1974, printed in Holland card. This is a very low grade, PSA 4. Now, most of these grade a 4 and below because there's usually a very large indentation in the bottom and the top. I probably felt that the indentation was small enough or shallow enough to where I wanted to send this in. Often when I get one of these that doesn't have the indentation, which is very rare, I send them in, and they get some pretty good grades sometimes, but typically with that indentation, you're going to get about a 2 or a 3 on these. So here's the Michael Jackson right here as a PSA 4. That's not a lousy grade on that. It's a very tough grade, a very tough card to grade. And there we go on that. Next up, Neil Young from the same set, Series P, 1974, printed in Holland. And this is a PSA 7. That's a really good Neil Young grade. PSA 7. I don't think I've ever had a higher one than that. And let's take a peek at where we are with Neil Young. And Neil Young is a PSA 2 with only one higher. So yeah, that's a really good grade there. All right, next up, here's Janis Joplin, 1974. And this is a really tough card to grade once again. What did I get on this? Wow, that's an 8. That is outstanding. I got to put my glasses on. I'm having a hard time seeing these. Yeah, that's an 8. And that's a really good grade on that one. I think my highest grade on that card up until now has been a 6. So an 8 is a really nice improvement. And here we go. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at where we are on this one. And this Janis Joplin 8, that's a pop one, and there are none higher. So as of today, that is the highest one ever graded of this card right here. If you look around, you can see on some of the sites like eBay or some of the other sites that you might check out, you'll see these cards out there, and they'll be $20, $30, $40, $50. But usually they have rounded corners or creased, or they're dirty or something like that. There's very few really nice ones out there, so I was really fortunate to get this one. And yeah, that's a PSA 8 right there. Next up, here's the Hendrix, the other one from the set. The other one was 66. This one is number 27 from the set. This is also a PSA 6, which I'm really happy with. And let's take a peek at that. And this card has a different back on it than the other one did. You're not going to know that unless they're side by side pretty much. But let's take a peek and see where we are as far as the pop count on Hendrix. There we go. There are 5 of these as PSA 6s, and there are 10 that are higher. All right, only 10 of those. That's a card that people love to grade. And next up, Bob Dylan. This is the 1975 one from the Pop Builder set, and this is a PSA 6. That's a really good grade. I'm very happy with that. Probably lost one of the grades on the centering because it's a bit off, but not bad. And I don't know where I would have lost the rest, but there's the Bob Dylan card right there. And where are we? In regard to population. There's 5 of these as 6s, and there are 7 of them that are higher. All right. Bob Dylan. Next up, the Jacksons. This is a 1974. Real nice grade of PSA 7. And here we go. There's the Jacksons. PSA 7. I have no idea of how many of those there are out there. So let me... Here we go. There's one graded at a 7, and there are 2 of them higher out there. So there we go. All right. Next up, the Beatles. 1966 Beatles. This is from a pack break that I did. I broke 5 packs of 1966 for a video a number of months ago. I pulled out probably a dozen cards that I sent in over the 160 card lot that I was breaking out. 3 or 4 of the cards made it into each of the vintage lots that I sent out, and this is one of them. So I'm very surprised that this is only a 5. Let's take a look and see if there's... I'll have to give you a quick look at it first, though. Cool card. Let's take a look and see if there's anything that is evident. It's got 4 perfect corners on the front, 4 good corners on the back. It's centered well, and the surface, you can see how it's centered, but let's take a look at the surface, see if I can get a reflection. It's a nice orange peel surface, really good gloss to it, and there are no creases or dents or anything like that. They were really tough with this card. I don't see it. If you saw anything, let me know in the comments. But I don't see it. But that they only called that a 5. And let's see where we are with a 5. Of course, they have better eyesight than I do over at PSA. There are 7 of these as a 5, and there are 9 of these higher. All right. Next up, another one from the 1966s that I broke out, and this is a animals card. I was hoping for a very high grade on this one. This is pack fresh, just like the other one. I'm looking at it in the glare right now. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. This is only a PSA 7. That is a 60-year-old card that came out of a pack several months ago. The corners are perfect front. The corners are perfect back. The centering is incredible. And in regard to the, let's see if we can get some glare on this. That nice orange peel is on there. There's no creases, there's no dents, no dings, no scratches. A pack fresh card. And pack fresh doesn't really mean anything other than I'm just trying to give you reference that I did pull this out of a pack. So it did have a good chance of being a great card, but for some reason they're seeing this only as a 7. So let's take a look at what a 7 post says. Oop. And the 7 is, that's a pop 1. So that is the highest one ever graded of this animals card. And that is a PSA 7. Very good. Okay, next up, same situation. It's 1966 pack break. This is the Rolling Stones. This is only a 7 as well. And I'm looking at the glare. So you've got, I'll show you the card first. 4 perfect corners on the front. I mean immaculate corners. Absolutely perfect. There's 4 perfect corners on the back. The centering is evident. And the surface is exactly as it should be coming out of a pack with that orange peel to it. Just a beautiful gloss. No scratches, no creases, no dents, no dings. A card that really should grade probably an 8 or a 9, if not a 10. And there is no mold on it. There is no, it's just a stark white back. And that one only came out as a 7. So let's see where we are on that. I don't think that's going to fare too well. And this is going to be 3 of these are 7s, and there are 5 of them that are higher. Well, that is the nicest 7 I've ever seen. So I may end up busting that out and sending it in again just for kicks. So there we go. Next up. Now, they called this a 65, but it came out of a 66 pack. It came out of the same packs that these came out of right here. But they called it a 65. They gave me a PSA 9 on this one. And that is Elvis right there. 1965 Elvis, a PSA 9. That's the way that card should grade. And this one, I'm pretty sure that's going to show as a Pop 2 with none higher. Yeah, that's a Pop 2 with none higher right there. So there we go on the Elvis. And next up, this is a Kinks from 1968. This is not a pack pull for me. This is a card that I've had, and this is a PSA 8, a monster grade for this card. Really a nice card. And there are the Kinks right there. And let's take a look at how this card is doing. That is a Pop 1, and there are none higher of that particular card there. Okay. So that's always fun to have. It won't last forever. You know, someone will get one higher one day. But it's nice to have for now. And this card, here we go, Queen. Now, the last order I did of these that came in of these vintage ones from this 160 card lot, broken into 20 card lots. The last one, 2 of the cards in there, I can't remember what they were. One was the Queen, and I think the other was a Bob Marley. They mounted them upside down, so it's good to see that they got this back together, and that this one is mounted properly. But they did mount them upside down in the last order. Here's a PSA 7 on this card. That's very nice. As far as I'm concerned, this is the earliest known Queen card there is. I don't know of an earlier card. And let's take a look at the population. I really like this card. The Queen card, this particular Queen card. There are 4 of these 7s out there, and there are 6. I believe they are 6 8s. I'm going to drill down a second here. 7s. There are 3 8s. There are 2 9s, and there is 1 10 out there. So I will keep working at trying to get my 10 on that card. I really do want one of those. Next up, and here's the Bob Marley. I sent a Queen and a Bob Marley, and look at that. Look at that craziness. This is the second time they mounted my Bob Marley card from 1978 upside down. Wow. Look at that. That's going to have to go back to him. That is upside down. The name is upside down. Now, I know in the comments, the last time I showed the last one that was mounted upside down, some people said, oh, yeah, but I like it if it faces to the right. I get it. If I have my choice, I want the cards facing to the right, like this one is doing. But I don't have my choice because now the name is upside down, and that's clearly not right. So there it is right there. This one's going to have to go back to PSA. It's a 7. It's a great card. I'm really happy with the grade, but it's going to be a couple months for me to get this back and get it properly holdered. I'll contact them, and it'll take them 2 weeks just to get back to me. There are 17 of these. This is a card that is massively graded, too. There are 17 of these as a 7. There are 23 that are higher. So that one I'm going to put aside because that one's going back. Next up, what a great card. This is the 1971 Bergman Verlag Pink Floyd Hit Parade sticker. And this is the complete one with the sticker back. This is the second one of these I've had. And this is a huge grade. It's a PSA 6. Wow, there we go. I believe the last one I had was a PSA 4. I would have to check that, but I believe that's what it was. So I'm really happy to have this as a PSA 6. And there's the back of the sticker right there. And let's go ahead and check. Here we go. There are 2 of these. There's 2 6s out there, and there are none higher. There's no 7, 8s, 9s, or 10s. Very tough cards to stickers to get graded. They discolor over time. This is a nice clean one. Nice surface to it. That's really a great card there. Next up, this is a 1965 number builder Ringo Starr, and this is a PSA 7. I wasn't expecting to get that high of a grade. I thought it would be a 5 or a 6, based on the fact that it's slightly yellowing, but that, I guess, on these 65s is acceptable. So that's card number 70. There's Ringo Starr right there. Really cool card. And I have no idea where that's going to stand. I imagine there's quite a few of these graded out there. And this Ringo card is a Pop 2, and there are 5 higher. So people are pulling this pack card out of the pack, and they are grading it. Next up, oh, here's a great Paul McCartney. Just a great picture. 1965 number builder, I believe from the same set. And this is card number 69. And this is also a PSA 7. Really nice look to this card. Really nice centering. Check that out. That's a solid Paul card right there. I imagine that it's probably going to have the similar pop numbers to the Ringo card, since it's from the same set. It's actually the card before the Ringo card. Oh. There we go. And let's see, Pop 2 and 6 higher. So that is, yeah, that was either right on the nose or pretty close. I can't remember what the Ringo card was, but there we go. Near mint 7, Pop 2, 6 higher. There's Paul McCartney. That's a great card to have. 61 years old, that card is. And here's a 65. This is from the G set. This is a PSA 5. I will definitely take that for a card that is that yellow on the front and the back. And I think you can see it. If we were to compare that with, let's say, this 1966, you can see the difference in the color. But yeah, that's I'll take that 5 all day long. All of these G-set cards seem to come out like this right here, even if you're pulling them fresh from the pack. All 4 of the Beatles, really cool card. And let's take a look at where we are in regard to the pop count. And this Beatle card at a PSA 5. There's only one 5 out there, and there are only 4 higher. So there we are. Boy, that was I love going through these vintage cards. I can't wait to get more back. So we didn't do too bad on that. We've got a few pop ones, and we got some other great grades there that were in close contention to being, the top grade out there currently. Remember, these things are going to change over time. As more and more of these become graded by people, There's, these are going to sink down in the pop counts. Your pop one today won't always be a pop one. It could be for quite a long time, and some of these are very tough to get. Certain cards, like for instance, some of these cards in here, I've had this card probably 30 times. Um, that Hendrix I showed you, where the card 27 and 66, much fewer times than a card like this. Of course, that card is from the 60s. This card is from the 70s. Some of these cards in here are very tough to get. The Janis Joplin card is tough to get. It's from the 70s. It shouldn't be any short print or anything like that comparatively with any other card, but for some reason that card just doesn't turn up in any kind of quantity and in any kind of great shape. The ones that are out there are a little bit, a little bit damaged usually. I don't know why that is, but I'll just keep buying them. I'll just keep grading them, and every time I get them back, I will be showing them to you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time.